All right, we have a great team here at Scribbles. Everyone here wants the best for our schools and our districts and our families and students. So um, these are the people to ask questions. If you have, if you need more help with somebody, we put together a panel of all the people that help support schools and families. And we thought it'd be great to get some answers from them. How can we get them to answer some common support questions as well as best practices for asking questions? So here it goes. I'd like to welcome Miranda, Chandler, Luke, Julia, and Matthew. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hey, Bridget, doing well. How are you?
Good. Can you share with the audience what each of your roles are here at Scribbles?
Sure, I'll go first. I am Julia Rorie. I spoke with you guys yesterday as well. I am a part of our fabulous new client success team.
Thank you, Julia. And guys, I am working on allowing you all to show your video. I don't know what I did. I pushed something wrong, but continue to go ahead and I'm going to fix that.
Hi, everybody. My name is Miranda. I work with the support team. I've spoken to a lot of you, hopefully. If not, I hope to speak to you soon. I've been here for 3 years in February.
I am Chandler. I am part of the consumer support team, and I've been working on the support team for about 3 years as well.
Hi, everybody. I'm Luke. You might know me as Prize Guy. When I'm not the Prize Guy, I also work with the client success team and the support team. So.
Hey everybody, my name is Matthew. I'm the Director of Client Services. And Luke, I like your pumpkin there you have in the background.
I know. You worked hard on it.
Yeah, it was handmade. So.
Is it really? Oh, you really did that, Luke. Thanks. Awesome.
All right. Oh, I guess I didn't share. I've been with Scribbles for 5 years, so just to throw it out there.
Thanks, Julia. All right, are you guys ready for some questions?
Ready.
The head nod is ready. All right, so let's see. Our first question is, what are different ways that users, families, or applicants can contact us for support?
So there are many different ways that we can be contacted for support. We do have a chat intercom. That's where a lot of you come through, and that's where I am a lot of the time. We do have an email as well for clients and families to come to if they need any help with anything. We will be starting Friday office hours, which is a very, very good tool to use. We'll be going over a lot of stuff in those. We have articles that are available 24/7 online. I will send the link in the chat for everyone to have. And we also have script coaches.
And we use the word in articles internally, but for those of you who are not used to articles, those are kind of like directions, how-to guides, or if there's an enhancement, some directions around what you can do now with the software type of thing. So we would publish an article through the system that we use, but really it's directions or best practices or tips and tricks really to be able to use the software. Okay, next question. When someone contacts us, what are the items that are most helpful in order to get a prompt with response and why?
Okay, so what do we want when we get a prompt or a question? So the things that are most helpful are the name of the individual who's requesting the help and the school or the school district that they're with, an email or a callback number, so that as soon as we have our answer or our resolution, we're able to get back in contact with them the best way possible. The order number, if available. The order number kind of comes with a lot of other things, but it's not always applicable. So if there's a situation where the order number isn't applicable, something like a screenshot or a URL also really helps us, just so that we know what you are looking at and we can help in the best way possible. So with that being said, I'll hand it off to Julia and she'll talk about kind of the time frame for a response.
Perfect. Yes. Julia, tell us how long it normally takes to get an answer.
Okay, yeah. So this varies depending on the question. It can take anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple of hours, sometimes days, depending on what the problem is. And this is because some questions require some investigating, where we have to try to duplicate the problem, see what's going on. We try on different browsers to make sure that we're on the same browser you're having the problem with. And sometimes we even have to bring our development team involved. And so it just really, it varies. Other times it's something simple like updating routing, prices, text, that can be done within minutes. So support team's always here. We try to get your question answered as quickly as we can. So yeah, that's that. And moving on to the next person.
All right, thanks. So that was how long. So I think the next one. So what we did was we decided, oh, no, you're right. Thank you. Don't move the screen. You were right. I didn't read it. Okay, so Scrib transfer. We do get some requests in support about this one. How long does it really take to verify an account?
So usually we really do try to get this done within 24 hours of you submitting your request for your account. It just depends on if we were able to get in touch with you. We do like to call a couple of times. If we can't get in touch with you the first time, we don't want to automatically just deny you. So it depends on how fast we're able to get in touch with the district to verify that you are employed. And also on Fridays, sometimes if you get us at the end of the day, you might have to wait till Monday, but we really do aim to do this within the first 24 hours of you submitting your account.
Thanks, Miranda. All right, we came together as a group and we said, what are the top 10, what are the things that people come to support for? What are the top reasons people come to support? And we came up with 10. So we're gonna start with, these are the things that people come to support for. And then our team is just gonna share the ways that they solve that issue. And that can help you understand maybe how to ask the question, or maybe additional information that might be needed from you so they can answer the question even quicker. So we'll start with the password reset.
Yep. So when it comes to the password reset, we have a password reset feature on all of our sites except for our Scrib Online site. For Scrib Online, you will need to always contact support to get assistance with resetting your password. But for all other sites, we have a multi-step process for password resets, and that's just for some extra security. When you're on the login page, you'll enter your username or your email address. Most usernames are email addresses. Then you'll click the Forgotten Your Password button. This triggers an email that would contain a link with the instructions. When you click on the link, it'll take you to the Reset Your Password page, and that triggers a secondary email containing a validation code. You'll enter that validation code and your new password twice to confirm it. And then you'll click the reset button. Of course, if you're still having any issues resetting your password, feel free to always reach out to support. The only thing we ask, if you do reach out to support, if you could provide us with the URL that you're on, because sometimes when support is contacted for password reset, we don't always know what site you're using, because some of our clients have multiple different products. So we need to know what product you're on.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, very helpful.
And knowing which product is very helpful. Okay, and what about when you can't find an application? So you're searching, you can't do it, and you come to support. Let's talk about that.
So sometimes when parents fill out family dashboard accounts in their student profile, sometimes they do accidentally put the wrong school, or they'll request for a wrong school. It is very common that does happen, and that's perfectly fine. The reason you won't be able to see it is because it's not routed to your school. So you're routed to a specific school and they submit an application to another one. So if you're routed to Scribbles and they submit an application to Hogwarts, unfortunately you won't see that, but that's perfectly fine. You just let us know the application order number, the student's name, a student ID, anything that we can use to search for that application, and we'll get you the link for it right away.
Julia, or Miranda, this is actually kind of within that realm. So what if you have a client order that has been processed and you're trying to find that?
If you do have a client order that has been processed, you can usually search with the all filters, and then you can enter the order number that way. But again, if you can't find it, it's kind of the same thing. If you provide us with that order number and you're struggling to have it pop up on your screen, just let us know. We can find that for you as well. But you can use the all filters as well.
Thank you, Miranda. All right, what about order status changes?
So with order status changes, of course, all the users have the ability to change the status of an order, but the software is actually going to limit you to only change it to a status that makes sense. It's just so it's a little bit more user friendly. But of course, mistakes happen. Let's say you accidentally approve an order that didn't need to be approved yet. There was still work to be done. Just reach out to us and we'll walk it back, make sure it's the correct status so work can continue and everything's good to go.
Thanks, Jenna. What about adding new users?
So adding new users, when adding new users, you can email the client success team, me. But the best person to help you with that is obviously our support team. The information that we will always need is the first and last name of the user, their email address. If the user needs to be routed to a specific school, we will need the name of the school or schools. We also need to know what role you would like the user to be set as. For example, Scrib Order, we have 3 main roles. We have administrator, authorized user, and transfer processor. An authorized user can process all orders that are submitted. However, transfer processor can only process transfer applications, and it's a simplified version of Scrib Order. So we need to know what they need to be set as. And when it comes to choice and enroll, those users are set on the same site. So we need to make sure we know if we're setting this user for choice or for enroll. So that's on adding new users.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia. It's kind of ironic right now because we have our support team on and I'm asking them questions about how to get the best answer. And I'm seeing all these questions come through in chat and Q&A. And we'll get to them, but the people that can answer those questions the best are the ones on the so just know that these questions that you're asking will be answered. And but let's go on to making text changes or site modifications, because I know this is a big one.
This is a really big thing that pops up a lot of the times. Say you need some text added, you need a price updated. It is very common for this to happen, and they are generally very easy to take care of and very quick fixes. So if you need anything fixed on your page, just let us know exactly what it is. Provide us with the exact verbiage that you would like posted, or if you need assistance coming up with that verbiage, you can let us know kind of what you would like. And then let us know exactly where you want that to be changed. So if you want it on the home page or the application site, just let us know and we will get that done for you as soon as possible.
And what about extending window dates?
Okay, extending window dates. So all of our processes that we'll set up for you guys have an open date and a close date. So they're going to automatically open at midnight and they're going to automatically close at 11:59 on that close date. We do have the ability to extend that or shorten it. So all we need from you is you can send us a message saying, hey, I would like to extend my enrollment or whatever that process may be for another month. And we can do that pretty quickly.
Thanks, Matthew. What about tech issues? So this was one that, this is a very interesting one, but we thought in the end, Chandler would be the best to answer this because most of the tech issues come from our families.
Yes. So if you noticed when I introduced myself, I said I was on the consumer support team. That means that I'm on the team that works with all of the applicants. So if someone is having an issue with an application or something like that, then they would come to us and we're actually specialized to handle these issues. So I'm not sure if everybody's aware that our team is even active. But don't feel like if there's a tech issue with the site that a parent or an applicant is happening, you can just send them our way. We'll take care of them. All of our contact information is on the site, available to all applicants too. So they don't need to go through you. They can come straight to us. But if they do come through you and you're busy, you can send them our way and we'll be happy to help them out.
Thanks, Chandler. And Chandler really means that. So we know everybody here is busy. And so when a family comes to you, of course, you want to be able to help them. But we have a team full of Chandlers to help families. So we want you to send them to us. We want you to feel like we're your partner in that work. And so send them over to us. Say, listen, I know some great people that can get this solved for you. And they'll get to talk with Chandler and the rest of the consumer/applicant team because they really do want to help. What about our validation codes, E-trans? So we may need a little explanation on that.
So E-trans, for those who don't know, that's whenever you send a document electronically, an electronic record. The way that those are actually delivered is it's not like they just receive an email with a PDF attached and there's their record. That would be incredibly dangerous to do. So there are some security steps. What they'll actually receive is they'll receive a link. And once they access that link, it will ask them for a validation code. They then put in the validation code and hit the verify button, and it takes them to their record and they can download it. That validation code gets sent as soon as they access the link that is sent to them. So most of the time when someone is struggling to get the validation code, they'll just skim the email. We all do it. They get an email. They're like, oh, my records are here. Okay, let me see if I can get that validation code. And then they'll just wait for it to arrive without actually accessing the link. But if they access the link, that's actually what triggers that validation code from being sent. On the off chance it doesn't send, we also have a button that says send new code that they can press, and then it will send them a validation code manually. So they shouldn't have problems. Some people do, but they can always come to us on the consumer support team, and we'll be happy to help them access the document.
Thank you, Chandler. We have another script transfer question that comes in quite often is about the order status.
Yes, so the status of the order really is up to the school district and their processing. Unfortunately, we at Scribbles cannot send those records to you as much as I would like to send them, especially when you guys are really needing them. I can't push those through. Nobody here can. It's based off of how fast the school district is processing and if they have the order or the records on hand. So the easiest way to check on the status of your order, if you're ever wondering, is if you log into your K-12 transfer account. You can click on that order number, the blue order number link. It'll open up your order, and then you can scroll down to the message processor section. Here you can send a message directly to the processor, and then you can start a communication with them, and they should be able to let you know exactly what's going on.
Awesome, thank you. And validation code, it expired. What do we do?
Yeah, so this is for transfer as well. And so the reason we have a validation code is we do this because we have to stay FERPA compliant and making sure those who shouldn't have access to student records don't have access. We at Scribbles, we take our time to validate all users that register for K-12 transfer. We needed to come up with a process to confirm whether or not employees that are validated weeks, months, even years ago are still active employees. So we came up with the validation code, and the validation code is something that has to be filled out every time you log in. And again, this just confirms that if you're accessing the records, you should be accessing them. We do have this new awesome feature that allows you to skip the validation code for 30 days. On the validation code page, where it's asking for the code, there's a box that says trust this device. If you check on that box, you won't have to plug in the validation code for 30 days. It'll bypass that. And when those 30 days are up, it'll trigger the validation code again, and you have to do it. Just check that box again, and you will be able to go those 30 days again. And if your validation code expires before you plug it in, because I think it's a 30-minute window where that validation code is active, all you have to do is go back to the login page, plug in your email address, password, click login, and it'll trigger a brand new validation code to be sent to you.
Thank you, Julia. And we have our next screen is we're going to end it with some tips and tricks.
My apologies, I was on mute. So basically, the tips and tricks are just kind of going over what we already went over and some new things. Again, give us as much information as possible. You don't have to have all of the information, and we understand sometimes you won't have a lot of information. That is fine, but as much information as you have, student name, order number, email address, even student ID, things like that, that'll help us resolve the issue a lot quicker. When you're using Scribbles K-12 transfer as a processor, we really do recommend that you send it electronically through K-12 transfer. That's what K-12 transfer is there for. It's a very secure way to send records. I know it seems kind of scary to people when it's something new, but it is a very, very secure way to send records. And like Julia just went over, we do the validation code for a reason. So we know people aren't getting these records when they're not supposed to. So we really do suggest sending them electronically. It's a lot faster for the receiver to get them and help the student get enrolled on their side. So if you need any help with that, you can always let us know. And touching on what Chandler went over earlier, we are here to help. I know that it seems like, you know, you have a lot of parents coming at you, you get flustered and you want to help, but we're here to help you help them. That's our job. We don't want to put any more stress on you that you already have. There's a lot going on that we don't know about on your side. So let us handle the dirty work on our side so you don't have to worry about it. I promise we'll take care of them. Another common issue that happens, and if anybody here on here has experienced this, some people don't really get validation codes for K-12 transfer all the time. If that is happening, that's probably because of a security or firewall issue. There are 2 sites that we do suggest to whitelist. So I will add those in the chat just in case you or anybody that you know is experiencing that issue. Again, families or applicants, let them know that we're here. We want you to know, we really want you guys to know that we are here. Send them our way. Don't even worry about it. We got it. And if you are a administrator or you work with somebody and they're having issues with their account or something's not showing up, you can also send them to us. They can contact us the same way you can. Nobody's restricted. You don't have to be a certain level of administration to contact us. The door is open for everybody. So if you need anything or you know somebody that needs anything, just let us know.